Manchester United.
Iconic European teams prepare to face each other. Manchester United. Historic clubs in an historic city ready to comes in for Thomas Muller. Elsewhere, Konrad Laimer keeps his place at right back ahead of New Sea. Restrict the options available to Erik ten Hag. The only change is Facundo Pellistri for and there's Harry Kane, who started off life very well as a Bayern Munich player. And there's the Manchester United centre-forward, Rasmus Højlund. Now, before the game tonight, we will observe a minute's silence to remember the victims of the terrible tragedies. It's a great game of it, but there were so many layers to this tonight for Manchester United.
Yeah, it's a tough place to come. It's missing, but the starting 11 is good enough to get a result.
Leroy Sané making his first run forward. The flag stayed down. And in the end, that's going to be behind for the first corner this evening, signalled by the Swedish referee. Sané has been in outstanding form in the early weeks of the season.
He's been brilliant. Hold the ball and keep it for us so they can get up the pitch.
Sané's clearance was poor. Here's Eriksen, promising situation. This, oh, what a chance! Eriksen, brilliant save. Outstanding goalkeeping by Ulreich. But I'm not quite sure how Manchester United didn't score.
Should have scored, Fletch. You're 100% right. At the back post, I think it's Pellistri. Not sure if Alphonso Davies.
What a start that would have been. Here's Rashford. Now Dalot. And that's going to Upamecano. Laimer. Leroy Sané playing right on the line here for Bayern Munich. Looking to twist away from Reguilon, who stands his ground. The flag is finally raised, I think, for an offside in there. Seems to be a late flag. Did seem to be quite high, Sané, just about offside. Not settled yet, though, Bayern Munich. Manchester United will be satisfied with the start. Bruno Fernandes looking to try and play Pellistri in. He's pulled Davies over. That's going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. But Manchester United have had that very good early op. So let's see what Fernandes can do with the free kick. He's put it in with pace. And it's headed behind there by Harry Casemiro. Nicely done to Fernandes. Reguilon now to Rashford. There's more of a flow about Manchester United at this stage, and Rashford's just blown himself past Laimer. And that's taken by Ulreich, but lots of good things being shown here from United early on.
Yeah, good passage of play. Onana into Dalot, driving from midfield. Marcus has got the beat.
Kane. Slipped a decent ball through to Musiala, but the angle was tight. That allowed Lindelof to get across and make the block. It's a Bayern Munich corner. First time we've seen that kind of run tonight from Musiala.
Yeah, just a turnover possession from Holland in the middle of the pitch. It's a great run for
to take the corner. Onana just able to reach that. He's defending the end where the colourful and noisy Bayern supporters are in the first half, waving their flags and jumping up and down. Kimmich for Bayern. Jamal Musiala. Effortlessly flicked on here to Gnabry. Across comes Martinez and defended fantastically well. Move away in the summer, wasn't it? Leon Goretzka, was that ever likely? He seems to play such an important role in this team.
Wow, Thomas Tuchel.
Konrad Laimer spotted very quickly the danger there by Reguilon. Laimer's gone down after the challenge, but there's no free kick being awarded. The system was very, very close to that. Here's Marcus Rashford. Eriksen couldn't get there, so Leroy Sané's off, but it's a 4-on-4 just for the moment. That's really good defending, though, so far, the Manchester United left back. Laimer for Bayern. Bursting into the Manchester United box and looking to pick out Gnabry. Took a little glancing header in there by Casemiro to clear his lines for Manchester United.
Nice.
Sané faced by a couple. Kane. Sané with a chance to shoot. Oh, it's gone under the goalkeeper. It's a terrible mistake by Onana. And all of Manchester United's bright early work undone by a goalkeeping error, and Leroy Sané fires Bayern Munich ahead.
Well, to be fair, Leroy Sané's been their biggest threat. You know, being a left footer, he wants to come inside. Brilliant link-up play. Harry Kane just pins Martinez there, a little set. I mean, he just got to save that. I don't know if he doesn't get his feet set, he's not ready. But that ball just can't go in.
Above Kane. Casemiro out to Pellistri. And Joshua Kimmich in there to win it back for Bayern Munich from Christian Eriksen. So here's Musiala. It's a lovely play by Musiala, gliding forward here for Bayern. Taking on Diogo Dalot, pulling it back for Gnabry, 2-0. Well, Serge Gnabry celebrates, but that goal was all about Jamal Musiala. This wonderfully talented young man who just ripped Manchester United apart.
I mean, Erik Ten Hag, he can't believe it, but that was world class from Jamal Musiala. Initially, just the take, and then the acceleration, the pace. Too quick for Dalot, a little chop, okay, gets a bit fortunate. A great little set, great composure into Gnabry.
Rashford finding Reguilon. Involved again here, Marcus Rashford. Here's Casemiro. Reguilon making the run. It's a good run, it's a great cross as well. That was fractionally and agonisingly in front of Højlund and Pellistri.
Somebody's just got to be there. Pellistri knows. It's great football again, Casemiro.
In by Dalot, Højlund's header. And not enough on it for the Manchester United striker. Gnabry. Then it goes to Musiala. Now it falls to Goretzka, and it's blocked in there by Eriksen. Lisandro Martinez. Now Rashford. Reguilon's made a good run ahead of him here. Højlund's on his way into the box. He needs some support. Oh. Here's Goretzka. Sané was off and running from this side. Harry Kane in the box for Bayern. Sané making room. Didn't quite bend enough. It was bending, but not enough on that quite from Sané, who made the position really well for himself.
Yeah, you can't let him come in on his left. They've got to get to him a little bit earlier. They allow him to run at him, and it makes it almost...
We're undone by a moment of madness and a moment of Musiala magic. Leroy Sané's goal, inexplicably not dealt with by Andre Onana in the Manchester United goal. That was the opener tonight, his fourth goal. Came out, Owen, and they got into a huddle midway inside their own half. Bruno Fernandes started doing the talking, others had their say as well. They were clearly sent out by again. Swept on by Casemiro. That's a good ball towards Bruno Fernandes. Kim back well defensively though to deal with it for Bayern Munich.
Oh, he's brilliant at that. Casemiro, that first time, always has...
Sergio Reguilon, away by Kim. Picked up by Musiala, couldn't control it. Played it now to Marcus Rashford, who plays it to Højlund! He scores! Rasmus Højlund off the mark with his first goal for Manchester United. And is that a momentum changer at the Allianz for them?
It's a big moment in the game. It's exactly what Erik Ten Hag needed. Great response from the players. Just winning that second ball. Again, it's Casemiro with a brilliant ball. Great first-time ball for Marcus Rashford. And that's exactly where you want to see Højlund. A little touch. Takes a little deflection, makes it difficult for
Eriksen. Dispossessed by Musiala. Fernandes went in. Here's Leroy Sané. The red and white flooding forward. It's Musiala for Bayern Munich, and it's deflected behind off Diogo Dalot. Vital defending.
It's a great response from Manchester United, but the problem is every time Bayern Munich attack, they look like they might score. Sané, Musiala, Gnabry, such a threat in transitions.
Kimmich's corner deep to Upamecano, headed straight at Eriksen. They say handball. Don't think the referee had a great view of it, in all honesty, because there were so many bodies between him and the incident. But the Bayern players, being led by Leon Goretzka, adamant that struck the arm.
No, it's too close. It's way too close.
Glenn Nyberg from Sweden by the video assistant referee. The odds. He's given the penalty. It's a penalty. Kane scores. Clinical. Hammered into the side netting by Harry Kane. And Bayern Munich lead Manchester United 3-1.
He's such a brilliant penalty taker, Harry Kane. He just hits the ball so clean. As you said, short run up, bang, side net, and you just can't save that.
It's just about as well as you can take. Bizarre that teams have to temper what they do based on the competition they're in when the rules are administered. Off goes Musiala, that's fantastic. Sané's in, oh, hits the post, that would have been majestic. Musiala, when he turns it on like that, he's unplayable. Here comes Rashford now at the other end for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, in went Kimmich to win it back for Bayern. Successive matches. That's how rare it is.
It's just unheard of, the amount of goals that they're conceding at the moment.
Sané. Here's Harry Kane. Plays it through to Leroy Sané. Brilliant defending by Dalot. Marcus Rashford bursting past Lima, pulling it back here for Reguilon. Flashes across the face of goal. There was no real gamble in there by anyone in a Manchester United shirt, but it's an encouraging attack again for them.
Yeah, Marcus had the beaten of Lima all game. Reguilon's pop.
Dalot's header cleared away by Upamecano. Taken down there by Alphonso Davies. Nice and composed. Gnabry now first time to Musiala, accelerating away from Casemiro. Threatening Manchester United again. It's Jamal Musiala. It's Harry Kane. It's saved by Onana. He's such a menace on the ball, Musiala.
He's ridiculous, honestly. The way he can shift and get out of those tight spaces and then accelerate.
There's a problem here. Leon Goretzka unhappy by the challenge from Martinez on Kane. The England captain still down and was looking at Martinez. Goretzka then took offence. Goretzka, now Kane. Plays it across here to Leroy Sané. He's going to hit the shot, Sané, one of those dippers. And then Harry Kane was coming in. The technique on the shot, I mean, he dipped alarmingly, didn't it?
It's a brilliant strike, this one.
Again, they've got height at the far post, Upamecano and Goretzka there. It's a deep one again. Goretzka jumping, that's a punch away by Onana.
Attacking position, not to turn the ball over. I don't think he's turned it over once.
There's Coman off the bench and keen to be involved. Goretzka. Sané's header looking for Kane, away by Lindelof, not very far. Pellistri has to work in there. Sané to Musiala. Back to Leroy Sané, just opens up a little bit for him. Harry Kane. Alphonso Davies manages to dig out the cross. Coman running in. Bruno Fernandes clears. Off goes Lima to test his pace here against Reguilon. Reguilon's been brushed aside. Choupo-Moting in the middle. That's really good defending by Dalot. Here's Harry Kane. Kingsley Coman. Conrad Lima. They're looking for Goretzka's run into the box. It was Casemiro and Martial already down below us here for United. Here's Harry Kane. It's straight at Martinez. And then challenges the England captain. Choupo-Moting! That's a fine save from Onana. Very acrobatic. Well-struck shot from Eric Maxim. Choupo-Moting. Davis to Sané, but he bellowed behind him. He's done well though, Leroy Sané. Little nutmeg on Casemiro to Kane and back towards Sané. There's Coman for Bayern. Drills it straight at Onana. Just couldn't get the ball away, couldn't they, Manchester United there?
And Leroy Sané looks back to his Manchester City best. Explosive coming off the line.
Here's Scott McTominay. Quickly on the seam, was up on Mikano for Bayern, and he can now have a little foray forward himself from centre-half, and he really enjoys doing this when the opportunity arises. It's Kingsley Coman. It's Choupo-Moting, and it's taken off him by Bruno Fernandes. Choupo-Moting. Sané. Choupo-Moting, nice skill. Good save by Onana.
Another good save, but that little passage of play highlighted exactly why there's two.
Here's Casemiro. Rashford up against Davis. Fascinating battle on this side. It's a good ball in as well for Garnacho. Really nice ball in by Rashford.
That's better. And he does well, Garnacho, arriving at the back post. Perfect ball for Marcus. He just bounces it.
United came to Munich back in 2014. Goretzka tussling there with Martial, who slips away from him for Manchester United. Here's Rashford, looking for Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes. Little touch by Rashford. Promising in there for Casemiro, and they managed to squeeze another one in. Well, there's a little bit more than 2 minutes to go, and Casemiro pulls one back. It's 3-2, and there's still time for Ten Hag and United.
I'll tell you what, that's a great goal. What a finish from Casemiro. The football was sharp. Good passing. Really like that. Garnacho coming in off the line there. He's onside, don't worry about that. Great ball from Marcus to Martial initially. That's some finish, laying on the deck.
Well, he marks his 100th Tel. Thomas Muller in the middle. Here's Thomas Muller, hits the post. Tel following in. Kimmich. Tel, excellent touch. Oh, what a finish! All hope extinguished. That's rattled into the roof of the net by the teenager Mathys Tel.
It's another special player, Fletch. That's his third goal this season, 18 years old, Fletch. I know they paid a lot of money for him, but didn't play a ton last season. What a take, what a finish.
This is his first European goal. It's
a fair reflection of the two teams.
There's Martinez and now Rashford. Plenty of whip, it's gone in, they've scored another one. Bruno Fernandes. But surely there'll be no more time. What an astonishing end to the game.
It's been a crazy game.
They are going to check the goal, I'm not quite sure what they're looking at. Did he go in there off? Well, it's gone in off Casemiro. Tonight, Bayern Munich off and running in Group A. Manchester United showing the ability to score Champions League goals, but failing to show the ability to keep them out at the other end. Leroy Sané, the first goal tonight, a shocking error by the goalkeeper, Onana, and not long after that, Musiala teed up Gnabry for 2-0. Manchester United sent out early by the manager, a huddle of their own on the pitch before the second half got underway, and Rasmus Højlund was able to pull one back to make it 2-1.